Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a mini review. This week I got a new sponsor on the channel. You might have heard of it, MOViEZYNG.com. It's with a Y, not an I. If that helps, it does kind of sound like you were good. The link would be it with Zing as in ZING, but they very much have the ZYNG. Uh, let's get started. Obviously, based on my thumbnail, you already know what one of the films is that I'm kind of mini reviewing it because I kind of getting a couple in here just to make it a little easier and uh, I can get more done this way just so I don't leave my good friends at the newly uh, uh, gotten sponsor for the channel, Movie Zing. Today is the movie Punch. That's the way to do it. Right here. Like the cover. Kind of gives me that vibe from the movie Dolls. I don't know if it's Charles Band that made that. I believe so. Maybe I'm wrong. But I kind of, it kind of gives you that vibe like if Punch would have gotten his own movie, but in this case it's like a man wearing a serial killer, with this kind of mask going on. Uh, Before returning to university, Frankie wants one last night out in the coastal hometown, but it's not just friends, family, and ex-boyfriends that don't want to see her leave. Local boogeyman, Mr. Punch here, is stalking the town and knows just the way to do it. As the carnage escalates, Frankie and friends must fight, rather, to stay alive in the seaside gothic end of the pier slasher, the first installment in what Edwards hopes, the director, Andy Edwards, who's the director of this, hopes will become the first UK horror franchise in the Jason, Michael, Freddy, and Jigsaw tradition. I really don't see the Jigsaw connection here really all that much. More like Jason, more like Art the Clown kind of thing going on. It's from 2023, just last year. Clocks in at about 80 minutes. And like I said, it was directed by Andy Edwards. When I coming out of this film, it kind of took me to the time in the 80s and 90s when like some of the indie companies were trying to introduce like these themed serial killers, kind of like oh, the Uncle Sam, Rumpelstiltskin, Pinocchio. I kind of got that vibe, and I kind of like that because, like, I think that era of horror films, the indie scene was very uh, interesting, and like you never knew what they were going to come out with for a slasher. But yeah, I really love this. It was at times. It kind of also reminded me. I don't know if you've ever seen the New York Ripper with a Donald Duck killer calling up. Only he didn't call. He would Mr. Punch here would show up, to kill you, but he didn't be like giggling and whatnot. But I kind of got New York Ripper, maybe not like the tone so much, but like just the aura of the killer in this, very much like that. He did some really insane things. Very much would love to see more of this killer going forward, and I hope director Edwards here does get his wish, and maybe they've already started work on a second or third. I have no idea, but I would really love to see this character pop up in more films. But yeah, I highly recommend this one. It's currently playing on Tubi. It might be playing on some other things, other platforms as well. I do know a lot of times when it plays on Tubi, it plays on, oh geez, what was it? Maybe FreeV, maybe. And then I know they play on Plex a lot if they're on Tubi. But yeah, get a chance, head on over to Tubi, check this out tonight, and you'll have your movie fix for tonight. I don't think you'll be disappointed whatsoever. I believe this might have been the second time I've watched it because it felt very familiar to me the last night when I watched it. But yeah, it's a bit of a mini review, and I'd like to thank Movie Zing. There's a look at the back. Thank you so very much for sending this over, and I'd like to thank Dark Side Releasing, Trinity Creative as well, and I don't know. Oh, okay, and then there's a can't quite read it too good. Paranoid Android Films as well. So thank you, Movie Zing. I'm looking forward to doing a lot more of these for you in the future. But I'm not quite done in this video tonight. But I got one more. Didn't actually make the video today, or well, it didn't make the actual thumbnail in the video, I should say. But second up here, in the final movie I'm reviewing tonight, some movie starring Emile Hirsch, Shane West. Shane West, you might know, played in ER. I think he might have played the rock star kind of character in ER. I don't know if you watched the last few seasons of ER, but he was the guy that played the electric guitar. Like, probably one of the only people that was a musician in that show. But it's not about that tonight. And here's the second film. It's Walden. And I believe this is also from my good friends at Uncorked Entertainment. Very, very passionate about their films as well. I kind of put them in the same line as like Wild Eye, a little bit like Gravitas, except less. Gravitas tends to have less genre films, but Walden is a court stenographer. Uh, he's a stenographer, and being a ghost of the courtroom, his mind is agonizingly crammed witnessing the torrent of injustice until now. Discovering he has a terminal illness sends him into a rage, and that has been simmering deep within him for years, and now he's about to take justice into his own hands in the most gruesome ways. This is also from Banakis Entertainment and RNF Productions, written and directed by Mick Davis. This Blu-ray disc here particularly comes with deleted scenes. Clocks in at about 102 minutes. I must say, a very fast 102 minutes. Very well done film. Very, very much in the vein of if Dexter Morgan was a court stenographer instead of a forensics lab technician, more or less. The only thing is Walden here is a little bit more on the like geekier side. I'm not trying to label somebody, but he's very kind of shyish, kind of odd. Whereas Dexter's more cool and calculating, and he's always, in the show, he's always talking about how he feels and things like that. Whereas he kind of comes off deceivish, like, he wouldn't think he'd have this in him to kill people that walk away. There's a man in this film that basically torches his 3-year-old in an oven, and boy, does he get even with him in this. Very well done 2022 film, full HD 1080p. Yeah, excellent couple films. They couldn't have sent better. Well, I mean, I picked them, but I mean, they couldn't have sent. They couldn't have had two better films to really pick from. And I'm trying to get the horror ones from them, because I was really surprised I was gonna get at least a copy of each of these. I didn't. I'm glad they took a chance on me. I'd like to thank Movie Zing for that. But yeah, this was a really gruesome film. You wouldn't think, just based on this guy here, like it would be all that gruesome. There's some really gruesome attempts at, well, he does kill him, but I mean, when he attempts to kill him, like, you wouldn't think this mild-mannered man would be capable of such feats as what he pulls off in here. But yeah, I would really love to see a sequel to this. And it also has actor David Keith. I don't know if you know who he is. He played in the movie Major League. I don't know if it was, I want to say the second or third one. He played the kind of the cocky jerk, the one that came to the Cleveland Indians, and he thought he was too good for him, and like, I don't know, he got out of his contract like within a week because he didn't want to play for such a pitiful team, and then I think he got traded maybe to the Yankees in that movie. You might know who I mean now, but he does a really good job as a judge. I've always liked David Keith. He's always put in a top-notch performance. Very psychotic role for him, which was really a change of pace for me. It also stars, as I said, Shane West, Kelly Garner, Steve Coulter, Tanaya Raymond, and then David Keith, of course. But yeah, A very good couple films. Like I said, head on over to uncorkedentertainment.com. Also head on over to Dark Side Releasing, Paranoid Android Films, and of course Movie Zing. And there's the two I got from them. I'd like to thank them for, like I said, taking a chance on a newbie such as myself. And I hope to do many more of these types of reviews, or mini reviews, if you will, kind of breaking down what they sent. One more look at the back. But yeah, that's my review for Walden and Punch, now available on Tubi and maybe several other outlets. I choose Tubi because that's my place of horror for a lot of horror and thriller type films. But check that out. Check out Movie Zing, and tell your friends about Gary's Movie Crypt. And I'll be back next week. I want to say I got another Movie Zing film coming. I want to get that in because I don't want to wait till the last minute getting them all in because you got a kind of a deadline. I mean, you don't, but you kind of do at the same time because you don't want to get behind. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week here on the channel. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back at something to do with horror all over again. But well, I don't know if it's gonna be horror, but genre related usually. But have a good night, afternoon, morning, and night, depending on when you watch this. And I'll see you next week, everybody. And once again, thank you, Movie Zing. Good night.